Mr. President, my name is Fred Camphor. I've got two questions for you, but I've got to create a little bit of a context. About 2 weeks ago, at an opportunity where 30,000 firearms were destroyed, the Minister of Police made a statement in which he referred to looking forward to a future where there will not be any private ownership of firearms. Only the armed forces would own firearms. The second part of the context that I've got to create refers to a leaked draft bill that became available in 2018, in which no provision is made for self-defense as a reason to own a firearm. Now, my two questions are, would you mind to share with us your view and the longer-term view of the ANC, your party, on private firearm ownership? The second question is, based on the statement that I want to make that the Central Firearms Registry has been in disarray since its creation in 2006 and still is, what is the intention to get this sorted out and ensure that we have good management of firearm ownership in the country? Thank you, sir.
Mr. Camphor says arms were destroyed at some stage, and the minister said that in the future there will be a time when there won't be a need to have firearms. I can sense from what you're saying, you want to continue having your guns, your firearms for self-protection. I hear you very clearly. And you say the registry is in disarray. Yes, any registry, including this one, as well as the property one, needs to be put in proper shape. I agree with that. But let me tell you my own approach on this. And my approach is born out of an experience that I had. I went to Vietnam a few years ago. Now, Vietnam is a country that has fought wars with mighty nations in the world. The Chinese, they fought. The Vietnamese tried to subjugate them. They warded them off. Then came the French. The French fought the Vietnamese and they also warded them off. Then the Americans. Now, Vietnam, they say, was one of those countries where nearly everyone was armed, even young children. Everybody was armed with either a hand grenade or a AK-47 or whatever gun and so forth. They say they were heavily armed. They had to arrive after the wars that they fought and triumphed, by the way. They had to arrive at a stage of saying, we must now de-arm. We must disarm ourselves, and the only people who are now allowed to bear arms are soldiers. Not even police. They said, not even police, but only when it is necessary. But ordinarily, they don't bear arms, only soldiers who might have to fight a war and defend the country and all that. And I went through the whole of Vietnam. I did not see a single police official with a gun. And I said, to me, this looks so ideal. And I said, would we have it in South Africa? Maybe the time has not yet arrived, because we still have a number of problems. Crime is still a major problem, and many people who are killed by guns. And there's poverty, and people need to defend themselves and so forth. So I am going to want a conversation to start in South Africa about the bearing of arms. I'm going to want in time to say, let us have a conversation. Will time come where we actually say, let us all disarm so that we no longer have guns, the guns that are killing so many people. We've become the murder capital of the world. So many people are being killed, and many of them are being killed by guns. The cash in transit heists are done by guns and so forth. I want us to have that type of conversation, but you want the registry to be fixed, and I agree with you. It must be fixed, but at the same time, there needs to come a time when we have that type of conversation.